What's going on? It's Danny, and as you can see, I have some boxes here. These are mystery boxes to you, but not a mystery to me. And I just want to have fun because I know what's in there. And this is going to be a riff quickly on culture and values. Uh, and so I think you're really going to enjoy this. Okay, so let's open the boxes and see what happens. Now, I hope this is what I think it is, and that my wonderful, beautiful wife didn't order something crazy that I shouldn't be opening live, but I'm pretty sure this is what I think it is. And uh, don't cut yourself, dude. Oh, these are way bigger than I thought. Cue an office joke, if you know what I mean. Okay. Um. Oh wow. So this is really sweet too because this is now a mystery box. I don't know what's in it. I know what could be in it, but I don't fully know. Um, Shout out to Gaping Void. As you can see, Gaping Void is a culture design group. And I first heard of these guys from Joe Polish and the Genius Network. One of the masterminds I'm in is called the Elf Business Mastermind. And anyways, Joe has these tiles behind him, and I think they look great. They certainly, like, to be honest, and Gaping Void, if you're watching, my wife doesn't like this at all. But I love it, and that's what matters, and it's totally my vibe. And what Gaping Void does, one of the things is that they build this stuff called culture walls. So they don't sponsor me, at least not yet. We don't have room for sponsors on the podcast, right? Harvard is an incredible sponsor. They got their certificate of school management and leadership. TeachFX is a sponsor. Organized Binders is a sponsor. And so Gaping Void, their deal is they create culture wall tiles. And they ask you to think about your values, right? And tell your story in an interesting way. And then they illustrate it. And so I came up with like 15, 20 different types of sayings. And they created these tiles for me. And opening boxes and going, that's funny that this is the first one. Was I saying? Who knows? These are really actually very cool and well done. So the first interesting value that I want you to see, WTF. That's not what you think it is. And shame on all of you, because I know where your brain went on that one. And it isn't what you think it is. WTF, this stands for actually, what's the framework, right? What's the framework? I'm wondering if anybody who's watching live or if you catch a replay of this, put in the comments if you're in the Maximize Your Margin Challenge. Over 300 people signed up. It was like, this was an incredible experience. I mean, I did 6 days of 90-minute trainings, right? So that's like 9 hours of incredible value of coaching school leaders how to create more margin in their calendar. They got super practical stuff. They got a tool, immediate results. Actually, I will tell you really quick. Let me look this up from Lizzie. Lizzie wrote to me, and I did a post on this. If you didn't see it recently, I did a post on this because I have a file right in my email inbox called the Jar of Awesome. The point of the Jar of Awesome is, like, as a school administrator, do you ever get a bad email, like the parents that say you suck and should be fired, and you're thinking that, but that's not what it means, okay? And anyway, so Lizzie participated in the challenge. It was really cool. Let me read. Is this okay? I'm going to read to you what she wrote, because this is an example of me putting an email in the Jar of Awesome because it's so positive. We all have tough days, bad days. And one of the ways to balance that is actually there's a lot more positive going on in everybody's life, I believe, than the negative. But for some reason, probably how we've evolved as humans and wanting to survive, and we see some crazy situation, we're thinking this. what ends up happening is we focus on the negative, which is not a great place to put our focus. So you drop text messages, emails, thank you cards, postcards, positive stuff, either into a physical or I have a digital folder called the Jar of Awesome. So Lizzie says, hey, Danny, I don't know that I articulated my thoughts well yesterday at the close of the workshop. Afterward, I realized that it's the ripple effect you talk about. Yes, you want leaders to take action, not just absorb your words. And I also see subtle mindset shifts that result in not just one action, but action upon actions. That's the ripple effect. And this is all connected to this, which is not, again, what you think. I'm going to share in a second. So, for example, the training has been all about margin, and we walked away with tools we can use immediately. The more subtle thing is the mindset shift, right? The subtle thing is the mindset shift. Margin is something I should expect, not an exception when my schedule is light. Ruckus maker, dear school leader, do you understand that? Like, even the most effective school leaders should have margin in their schedule, not just because it's an easy day before the holidays or it's summer or whatever. Lizzie continues, I'm a better leader when I have margin, not when I work myself to the bone. That goes beyond actioning a specific tool to me asking questions such as, where else can I find margin? What other changes can I make in my life in addition to the tools that I'm now using from Danny? That's game changing on a potentially massive level, right? And that's from Lizzie. So not this, what you think. WTF stands for what's the framework? What's the framework? The Maximize Your Margin Challenge, it's over, but it followed a framework. There was a goals day. There was a clean up your schedule day and finding the biggest villains and enemies and infringements upon your time. We did a create your own ruckus maker rules day. We did create the perfect day, right? That's the ideal week stuff. We did a leverage day, which was a delegation masterclass. And then we did eliminate your email, get your email to 20 to 30 minutes or less. I've done it with multiple school leaders. So we have a framework, we have a process, we have tools, right, for each one of those. And that's just an example of one of these values that's going to go up. It's going to look pretty dang cool, isn't it? On the culture wall. So I'm a really playful guy and like to have a lot of fun. And my wife, she wanted to, hopefully she won't be mad with me sharing this, but like she wanted to paint this office. And I asked her to design. She's much better design than me, way classier, like got good taste, right? Which is why we're together. But she wanted this to be a dark blue. She said it was like, what was the word she said? Oh man, I'm forgetting it. Either way, like it was a synonym of professional, something about distinguished. But you know, I mean, look at me. I care that I'm taken seriously, but I also care very much that I don't take myself too seriously. So she told me, you know, this looks like kindergarten class. And I said, perfect. You know, that's exactly what I want. I want a playful environment. That's what is inspiring to me and creative. And so I commissioned about 12 of these to be done. And again, Gaping Void doesn't sponsor me yet. But you might think about for your school, what would it look like to come up with these on your own or to work with an incredible company like Gaping Void and to put up some of your values around your building. Some of the things you think is that, you know, the story shouldn't be totally obvious, right? You think one thing with WTF and your brain, you know, goes another way, and my story is totally different, right? And there's a story behind all of it. 1 hour is all you need, right? A school leader can get so much done in 1 hour. So pretty and fun. Isn't it fun? And like a lot of the programs I do are like an hour, right? So an hour for the mastermind, hour in the principal success path. My coaching calls are 1 hour. When I'm working with people and on the ideal week, right? Your deep work time, about 90 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes if you can't do that. But basically you can get a lot done. You can create an incredible ruckus, you know, by batching, blocking off time, getting into deep work. I actually have a coaching call, so I'm going to run. I will be sharing these and showing them a lot in the future, but super excited, and thanks if you watch this. So have a great day. Bye for now, and go make a ruckus.